All right. So, good morning, everybody. So, today I am here with a new session, and your chapter will be narration. Probably you know what is narration. So, this is the part of your English grammar. Okay. And am I clear, beta? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Wait.
sir.
Just a minute. Give me some time. Yes. So, we have to understand the topic very well. Well, what we are talking about, we are talking about narration. Okay. So, what is narration? This is the basic aspect we are going to discuss here. Narration means what, beta? See, in our day to day communication, we speak, we tell various sentences, various kinds of phrases, clauses, and so many expressions, right? Because human being just try, we just try to communicate with other. We have the communication power. So during making that communication, we speak various words in two ways. Okay, so what we have understood that words spoken by someone can be presented in two ways. Okay, the first way. Now you will understand what is the first way. See beta, suppose if I say any sentence, as you can see in my computer screen, that it is written Mr. Shukla said, Indian fielders did a marvelous job in this match. Okay, so here what you can see. You can see that probably Mr. Shukla is talking to someone else, maybe Mr. Chauhan. Okay, so Mr. Shukla is talking to Mr. Chauhan, and Mr. Shukla is, speaking something about the Indian fielders. All right, so he's just said that Indian fielders did a marvelous job in this match. This is reported by Mr. Shukla, alright? But if Mr. Chauhan report these words in his own sentence, alright? So what he will say? He will say what? Suppose he will say to someone else, okay? You can see for the first sentence, आप देख सकते हैं ये जो first sentence में ये Mr. Shukla जो है बेटा, he is the reporter and Mr. Chauhan, okay? He might be the listener. But in this sentence here, Mr. Chauhan becomes the reporter and he is talking something about Mr. Shukla and is saying that Mr. Shukla said that Indian fielders had done a marvelous job in that match. So what have you understood here? You have understood that the first expression, this reported speech, this is inside one inverted comma. All right, this is called direct speech. But here you can see there is no use of comma and inverted comma. But you can see one conjunction to add this verb with the reported speech. So this one is known as what? Indirect speech. All right. So what is the conclusion, beta? The conclusion is that when the actual words spoken by a person are reproduced, it is called direct speech or direct narration. Alright, I repeat once again. Suppose I am talking to you and I have said that I intend to go to Kolkata. Alright, now try to understand that concept. I intend to go to Kolkata. So this is I and you are here. So this direct communication. This is the direct communication. I am just talking to you. But when you report the same words spoken by me to someone else, then those expression becomes the what beta? The indirect words. All right. So when the actual words are spoken by the person, it is called direct speech, and when the words are reported by someone else in his or her own words, it is called indirect speech. So dearest students, I hope it is clear to you. Any confusion?
No, sir.
Very good.
No, sir.
So what
No,
is
sir.
the basic difference you have come to know? Can you tell me once again, please? What is the basic difference between these two, direct speech and indirect speech? Ashish, can you tell me?
Sir, what?
What is the basic difference? My question is, what is the basic difference between direct speech and indirect speech? What have I told?
In indirect speech, the most of the time the other person is saying the sentence, and in direct speech, the that maybe I am saying the sentence.
You are you talking about the direct composition, right, or direct speech? I mean, two
Yes,
direct
sir.
people are talking to each other, correct? Yes or no?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yeah. So this becomes what?
A
Direct
direct
speech.
speech.
Yes, correct. But when we talk about the indirect words, so it becomes indirect speech. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Aditya, have you understood something?
Yes, sir.
What is the basic difference beta you have understood so far? Can you tell me?
Sir, in direct speech, sir, we can use the name of a person, and sir, in direct speech, we can use I, he, she, it.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent it is correct. Okay, but my question is very simple. My question is here, what is the basic difference? The basic difference is that direct speech says about the direct communication and indirect speech says about the indirect communication. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now just I want to show you something. Is it visible to you? Guys, is it visible to you?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, great. Just give me some time. Okay, so this is here changing the mode of narration. This is part one.
We are confident of winning the match.
Let's see how this statement made by Veer, the captain of the hockey team, is reported in the media. Both the sentences report what the captain of the hockey team said, but in different ways. The first sentence quotes the exact words that the captain said and shows an example of direct speech. The second sentence conveys what the captain said without using his exact words and is an example of indirect speech. In sentences with direct speech, quotation marks are used to show the exact words used by someone. A sentence in direct speech may be changed to indirect speech by making certain changes to the sentence. Let's find out more about direct and indirect speech.
Well, so have you understood this part?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See the first sentence, it is written better. We are confident of winning the match. Okay. It is said by whom? It is said by whom? Beer, right?
Veer.
Yeah. So Veer is the captain of the hockey team. Yes or no, beta? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So maybe suppose Veer is a person, he is the captain of the hockey team. Okay, and he is expressing his statement. He is saying about himself, about all the cricket players or hockey team is there, so hockey players. All right. So he says that we are confident of winning the match. So this is the direct statement. This verbal communication has come out from his mouth. Yes or no? But
Yes,
when,
sir.
but when suppose I am also the part of a hockey team and this team is playing the match against Veer's team. All right. So I will speak to someone else, probably a hockey player from my team, all right, and I say that the captain of the hockey team Veer says that they are confident of winning the match. Here you can see beta, this sentence says we are confident of winning the match, but the second sentence says that they are confident of winning the match. Why? There is a basic difference. You can see it is we and it is they. Why so? As because it is the direct communication. Okay, and Veer has explained that, so it is on behalf of the other cricket sorry on behalf of the other hockey team, Veer is saying we, all right, because Veer is saying about themselves. But if I report the statement to someone else, so we cannot say we, Because if I say we, so maybe that player understands about myself. Yes or no? So what I have to say, they are confident of winning the match. So that it would be clearer. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Now you can see the basic rules to recognize direct and indirect speech, and you will also understand how to change from direct to indirect. Okay?
Let's take a look at some rules for identifying and using direct and indirect speech. Click each rule to learn more about it.
Okay. So this is the first rule.
In direct speech, the exact words of the speaker are stated. This sentence tells us exactly what Sarah said. It is an example of direct speech. A sentence in direct speech is divided into two parts. The first part names the speaker, Sarah, and includes the verb said. It is called the reporting clause. The second part of the sentence consists of the exact words spoken by Sarah. Let's look at another example. The first part of the sentence, Sunny said, is the reporting clause. The second part consists of what Sunny said and is the reported clause. Here, Sarah told Kim is the reporting clause. In this case, the reporting clause includes Kim, who is the listener. The reporting clause may be placed at the end of the sentence. When the reporting clause is at the end of the sentence, the subject usually comes after the verb. However, when a pronoun such as he or she is used for the speaker, the pronoun usually comes before the verb. Here are some more examples of direct speech.
Exactly. So students, you can see this. All right. So it is clearly written in direct speech, the exact words of the speaker are stated. Suppose Sarah said, let's take a walk in the garden. So probably this is the direct statement. This is exclaimed by her. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
now if I talk about the second sentence, Arjun told Sunny. So directly what he has told? He has told about the swimming pool, that the swimming pool is closed today. So this is the direct statement made by whom? Made by Arjun. Okay. Now the third one, she said, you can see here, she said, I really enjoy playing soccer. So she is talking about maybe her hobby, yes or no? So if it is her hobby, so simply she can talk about herself. So this is the direct statement made by her. That is why we can say this is what? These are the direct speech. These are the examples of the direct speech. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, beta, we will proceed to rule number 2.
In indirect speech, the sentence states what the speaker has said without quoting the exact words. This sentence, for example, does not state the exact words that Rita has spoken. It is an example of indirect speech. As with direct speech, a sentence in indirect speech is also divided into two parts. The subject and the reporting verb form one part of the sentence known as the reporting clause. The other part of the sentence consists of what the speaker has said. It is called the report. The word that is usually placed between the two parts of the sentence in indirect speech. However, that is not always used in indirect speech. Here are some examples of indirect speech.
Okay, great. So what have you understood better? Can you tell me? Here we are talking about in indirect speech, the sentence states what the speaker has said, but we cannot use the exact or quoted words. That is why you cannot find any inverted comma here. All right? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Okay, great. Suppose Leona said that she had written the letter. So Leona said that she had written the letter. Now try to understand that Leona said something. This is heard by someone else and it is reported by someone else to someone else. Yes or no? That is why it is written Leona said that she had. Now I might ask a question, who is she here? So your answer would be Leona. So you may
Leona.
ask, sir, then why I is not here? The answer is very simple, because it is indirect speech. This expression and this sentence has not been stated by Leona. It is reported by someone else. Okay. Now, if I talk about the other sentence, this one, mother said that she was making cheese sandwiches. Now, if I ask a question, who was making cheese sandwiches? The answer is mother. So, if mother has made the same, now my question is, why mother has not said I? Because this is not spoken by mother. Actually, it was spoken by mom, but right now this sentence reflects that this is spoken by someone else. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here what we are doing, we are reporting the quotation in our own words. That is why you cannot give any inverted comma, or else, I mean, you have to understand the meaning will remain same, but you have to bring little bit changes here. All right? Okay, now there is no guarantee that in all the sentences, I mean in indirect speech, you will find that. It depends upon the meaning and context. This that conjunction is used here. Why? Because Leona said that. I mean, you may ask a question, what was said by Leona? That. So this noun clause, I mean this sentence is very compulsory here. Now mother said what? That is why you can see the conjunction that here. But if I talk about the third ones, I ask Pooja to color the picture. So for instruction, order and command or request or prohibition for something, there is no need to use any conjunction. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah. So that you have to understand. That is why there you cannot see that. So, beta, that is not compulsory everywhere. Alright? It depends upon the meaning. Okay. So, now this was the second rule. If I move to the third rule, so it says,
When changing direct speech into indirect speech, the punctuation marks will change. Let's look at the punctuation marks used in direct speech. A comma is used to separate the two parts of the sentence. Quotation marks are used to enclose the exact words of the speaker. The direct speech begins with a capital letter, and a full stop is required at the end of the sentence. To change this sentence into indirect speech, you remove the quotation marks, replace the comma with that, and keep the full stop at the end of the sentence. Let's look at another example. To change this sentence into indirect speech, remember that you remove the quotation marks, replace the comma, and keep the full stop.
okay. So, students, what have you understood here, beta? When you change from direct to indirect speech, the punctuation marks will also alter. Okay, see the example. It is written, you can see it is written, Sheena said, comma, inverted comma, swimming is a wonderful exercise. Alright. So you can see what is there. You can see inverted comma is there. Alright. Or you can see any kind of punctuation marks will be there because it is direct speech. So direct speech can be any kind of sentence. Let us take some example. What a great fool, or you can you can write that what a beautiful garden it is. So if you write this kind of sentence, so you have to give what? You have to give one mark of exclamation, yes or no. So it depends upon the sentence. Maybe I ask you, why are you crying? So this is that if it is the direct speech, so we have to give what? Question mark, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but when we change from direct to indirect, always remember these punctuation marks will be changed. I mean, you are not required to use any inverted comma, or any special kinds of punctuation marks. In place of that, what you have to do? In place of that, you have to use conjunction here, and here at the end of the sentence, you have to put a full stop. All right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So Sheena said swimming is a wonderful exercise. This is a fact. So you have to write Sheena said that swimming is a wonderful exercise. All right?
When changing direct speech into indirect speech,
Now, this is the next rule, rule number 4.
when changing direct speech into indirect speech, the tense of the reporting verb must be considered. In this example, the reporting verb says is in the present tense. When you change this sentence to indirect speech, the tense does not change because the reporting verb says is in the present tense.
Good afternoon, sir.
In this sentence, the reporting verb said is in the past tense. When this sentence is changed to indirect speech, the tense will depend on the tense in direct speech. In indirect speech, the present tense will change to the past tense. Let's take a look at some more examples. Click each tab to see how simple, continuous, and perfect tenses in direct speech change in indirect speech when the reporting verb is in the past tense.
Dearest students, now when changing direct speech into indirect speech, we have to remember some important useful points. First, the tense should be changed. Second, the time expression should also be changed. Now, if I talk about the tenses, so you can see this one. Okay, just a minute. Now see, what is written? Priya said, I want to play with the dog. Now tell me which verb it is. I want. Which verb it is? It is verb 1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes.
here I have brought some changes and now it has become wanted. So wanted, tell me which verb form it is? It is verb 2. It is verb 2, right?
Yes, sir.
And you
Yes.
must also know that verb 1 comes in the category of simple present tense. Which tense? Simple present tense.
Simple present tense.
Yes. And wanted is simple past tense. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So it
Yes, sir.
is, yeah. So it is easy to understand that simple present change where to simple past, and simple past tense can change into past perfect tense. Now look at the second sentence. It is written, Suman said, comma, inverted comma, I wrote a letter to the principal. So here what is that? I wrote. Is it okay? What is this? I wrote. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So wrote is verb 2. Yes or no? because
Yes,
this
sir.
action already happened. You wrote a letter to the principal, maybe day before yesterday, maybe it is 3 or 4 days before, a week before. So this becomes a past, simple past. But when we change into indirect speech, you can see it is written had written. So beta, had written, in which part it comes? Had plus verb 3 where? Tell me, this is the structure of what? This is the structure of past perfect tense. All right. Okay. Yeah, very good. So this is how we have to bring some changes. Now, if I talk about some continuous tenses, so how to change them? Now see, present continuous should be changed into past continuous. See the sentence, my cousin said, I am coming home. Now this sentence becomes the past one. My cousin said that he was coming home. So now see, am coming is the part of present continuous, but was coming becomes a part of past continuous. Alright?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, if we talk about past continuous, if you find any sentence in past continuous, when we make indirect speech, it becomes past perfect continuous. See the rule. It is written, I was washing my truck earlier, but in answer it is written, had been washing. Okay, so it is simply seen here that past continuous can be changed into past perfect continuous. These are the important aspects and everyone has to remember that. Alright?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now beta, see perfect tense. Perfect, what is the rule? The rule is that present perfect,
When the
just a
reporting
minute,
verb is
just a minute,
when changing
just a minute.
remember when changing continuous and perfect tense.
Okay. So what I was talking about? I was talking about you remember what? Perfect tense.
Sentences.
Alright? Perfect tense. So what have I told you beta? I have told that present perfect become past perfect and past perfect has no change. So suppose in any sentence, I repeat, suppose in any sentence if I find have or has. Okay. Example, I have, suppose it is written, I have done. I have actually it is written I have done. Try to understand. So while changing into indirect, these have become what? These have becomes had. Alright, understood or not?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Very good. It is present perfect beta, but while making it, it becomes what? It becomes past perfect. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next rule.
When changing direct speech into indirect speech, personal pronouns and possessive adjectives may change. For example, when you change this sentence in direct speech to indirect speech, the pronoun I will change to she. The subject in direct speech will usually tell you which pronoun to use in indirect speech. Let's look at another example. The pronoun we changes to they in indirect speech. Similarly, in this sentence, the possessive adjective my changes to his in indirect speech. Here's one more example. The possessive adjective our changes to their in indirect speech. In this example, you changes to he in indirect speech because you refers to Sunny. I and my refer to the speaker and do not change in indirect speech. Similarly, here, me does not change in indirect speech. However, we changes to they, and your changes to my.
Okay, so try to understand this concept. Well, see beta, when changing direct speech into indirect speech, personal pronouns and possessive adjective may change. Okay, so you will follow one formula, and the formula is sun formula. Which formula beta? Sun. Okay, and here I am
Yes.
writing, yeah, and here I am writing 1 and 2, and here it is 3. Now you may be surprised, sir, what is the meaning of that? What does it stand for? Well, the answer is very simple and crisp. See beta, S for subject, O for object, and N for no change. Ashish, will you repeat? S for
Subject, sir.
O for
Object.
and
Object.
N for.
No change.
Very good.
No
In
change.
the same way, this one becomes first person, this two becomes second person, and this three becomes the third person.
Third person.
Yeah. Can you tell me once again? One means,
One means
First person.
first person.
two means,
Second.
Two means second
Two means
person.
second
and three
person.
means.
Three means third
Third
person.
means third
All
person.
right. All right. So I'm writing it here once again. S-O-N sun, and here I have said 1, 2, and here it is 3. Okay. Now try to understand this sentence. Sunny told me. So Sunny is the subject, correct? Told me,
Yes,
and
sir.
me is the object. So this is object and this
Yes,
one
sir.
is subject. Okay.
Subject.
And it is
Subject.
written in direct speech, it is written, we are coming to your house. My question is, we, which person it is?
No change.
No, we, which person it is? My question is, which person? We which person?
Oh. Sir, subject. First person, sir. First person.
We, first person. What about your which person? First person, second person, or third person? Tell me.
Sir,
Sir,
second
second
person.
person.
Yes,
Second
your
person.
is second person. So as per as the rule, you remember I have said that if it is second person, so we have to change according to object. And if it is first person, we have to change according to subject. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now try to understand the sentence. It is written, Sunny told me. So it is same, Sunny told me. No issue. Now the changing will occur. This inverted comma becomes the conjunction that, and thereafter we. So now tell me, who are we? We are maybe the Sunny and the other friends. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is why I have not written we. What I have written? I have written they, because it is in
They.
first person, and I have told you that first person will be changed according to subject. The
Subject.
subject is Sunny, and that is why I have written here they. Alright?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Beta, apart from that, I have also told you that present continuous will change into past continuous. So can you see it is written where coming? So this is in past continuous.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And thereafter your which person? Second person.
Second person.
So second person will change according to object.
Object.
So where is the object beta? Me is the object.
Me.
So that
Me is
is
the
why your house becomes my house here. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Should I proceed to the next rule?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beta. Thank you.
When changing direct speech into indirect speech, words describing time and place will change. For example, in this sentence, Kim is referring to a particular shop. In indirect speech, you change this to that. Look at this sentence. Today indicates time. However, we do not know the day on which this sentence is said. So, the word today may no longer be correct in indirect speech. So, the words that day are used instead. Here are some more examples that show how words describing time and place change while converting direct to indirect speech.
Okay, great. So try to understand. What is the rule? What I have told, beta? I have told you that while changing the direct speech into the indirect, there are, the following words denoting nearness of time and place. Okay. So they become also changed. So what are the words and expression those can become changed? Suppose if I write this, so it become that. Suppose if I write here, so it become there. If I write now, so it becomes then. If I write ego, so ego becomes before. Last becomes the previous. Today becomes that day. Tonight becomes that night. Yesterday will be the day before. Tomorrow will be the next day. Last night will be the previous night, and next week will be the following week. Understood? Because, okay, my question is that
Yes, sir.
why there is, you can find this sort of changes. Why, beta? Because when you report something to someone else, it is not guaranteed to be held at the same time. You may alter. I mean to say that you may change that. Suppose right now it is 1 o'clock. Suppose it is 1 p.m. So right now I have stated you something else about the time and all. If I say now I am reading. So after 5 hours, it is not guarantee that I will be reading. Yes or no? Yes or no? Because this action is going to become the past.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? So that time you will say, after 5 hours, if you report about me, you will say, sir was reading then. You cannot say that sir is reading now. Why? Because the time is changed as far as the place is also changed. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Any confusion to understand?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, great. Now the next rule. Okay, can you tell me what have you understood? Just I have to, I will take some time actually. There is some sort of network glitches today. All right. So just a minute, give me some time. Give me some time.
When
Okay, so we have covered how many rules?
when changing
6 rules we have covered,
when
right?
changing direct speech into
Yes,
indirect speech.
sir.
So this is the 7th rule.
When changing direct speech into indirect speech, some helping verbs will change form. For example, in this sentence, will is the helping verb. The future tense always changes to the conditional tense in indirect speech. So, you change will to would in indirect speech. Similarly, the helping verb can changes to could in indirect speech. However, helping verbs like could, would, should, might, and ought do not change when converting direct to indirect speech. Here are some examples.
Well, so what have you comprehended here? Rule number 7. When changing direct speech into indirect speech, some helping verbs will change their form. Example, may becomes might, can become what, beta? Tell me. Could, will becomes would, shall becomes should. Alright? But apart from that,
Yes.
yes, But apart from that, there are some verbs like might, could. So these are already you can see in past form. So they have no alteration, they have no change. All right?
When converting indirect speech to direct speech, the punctuation, tense, personal pronouns, words indicating time as well as place, and some helping verbs will change. This sentence, for instance, is an indirect speech.
When you convert this sentence into direct speech, the punctuation and personal pronoun will change. Similarly, when this sentence in indirect speech is converted to direct speech, the punctuation, personal pronoun, tense, helping verb, as well as the word indicating time will change.
Here are some more examples of sentences converted to direct speech. Note that you do not usually convert indirect to direct speech.
Okay. What is the conclusion? Here it is written that when you convert indirect speech to direct speech, basically we know how to convert from direct to indirect. But when we convert from indirect to direct, the punctuation, tense, personal pronouns and words indicating time as well as place and some helping verbs will also change. Very simple. If present becomes past, so vice versa, if I think vice versa, so past becomes present, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
great.
Let's see how direct and indirect speech is used in everyday conversations.
Okay, so here students we will understand the basic application, how
Do
it
you
is
want to-
connected, how it is connected in our day-to-day life. That is very important to understand here. So are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Grace?
Yes, sir.
Sarah asked Sunny.
So do you want to race? Sarah asked Sunny. So in indirect speech, the exact words of the speaker are stated. Yes or no? It is a direct speech.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Sunny replied, "Sure, if I lose, I will buy everyone an ice cream."
Tell me about this. Sunny replied, sure, if I lose, I will buy everyone an ice cream. So a sentence in direct speech is divided into two parts. Here you can see, sure, if I lose, I will buy everyone an ice cream. So this is termed to be a conditional sentence. This is the example of conditional sentences, alright?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The word began to spread. Sarah asked Sunny if he wanted a race.
Now tell me which sentence it is. This is the part of indirect speech. Okay. And as because it is indirect speech, so beta there is no need to use what? The exact words stated by Zera. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sunny said that if he lost, he would buy everyone an ice cream.
Tell me which narration it is. Direct or indirect? Tell me.
Sir, right.
Said that. That is there. Conjunction is there. So this is not the exact word. So now tell me.
Indirect speech, sir.
Indirect
Indirect
speech.
speech.
Yes.
Kim said, "Sarah will win."
Now tell me about this. Kim said. Now
Direct
it's a
speech.
now it's a
Direct
questioner
speech.
round. Kim said Zara will win. Now can you change from direct to indirect? How to change? Think upon. Kim said is there, right? So what I can write? Kim said is Kim
told-
said. Yes or no? Kim said yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In in place of inverted comma, what we can write? That.
That.
Okay.
That.
Thereafter, we are talking about Zera, so write Zera. Okay. Well, thereafter, which verb is there? Will. So will becomes what? I told you earlier.
Would.
Would. And after would, we have to follow verb 1. So the verb 1 is already there, win. So what would be the answer? The answer is Kim said that Zera would win. Alright? Now look at this
I
sentence.
haven't trained as much as Sunny, Sarah said.
Can you change it? Anyone in the class? Very simple. Start with here. Sarah said. Say Sarah said. Thereafter,
That.
that. Okay. Tell me the answer only. Yes, that. That. I. Who is I?
She.
Yes, she. Correct. She. Yes, she. Have not. Tell me what is the past of have not?
Had not.
Had not. Correct. So that she had not. Well, it is written trained as much.
Trained as much.
Yeah. So what would be the answer? Trained as much as Sunny.
Sunny.
Understood? So overall, tell me the whole sentence once again. Sarah said that she had not trained as much as Sunny.
Sunny.
Okay? Great.
Yes.
Now the next rule. Next
I don't
sentence is
think
there
we'll be
actually.
getting free ice cream now, muttered Kim.
Okay. So again the same thing is here. I don't think we will be getting free ice cream now, muttered Kim. So now tell me, Kim muttered? You will simply write muttered. What is the meaning of muttered? Making some whispering sound or low sound. Okay. So Kim muttered that. I repeat. What you have to write, beta? Kim muttered that. So now tell me, I don't think. So who? I is who?
He.
Kim. Right. So write Kim. And don't would be? Past tense of don't is?
Did.
Yeah, didn't. Correct. So Kim did not. Very good. Did not. Thereafter what is written? Think. So it will think. And we means who are we? Maybe Kim and the other relatives and all. So we will be what? Tell me.
They.
They.
Them.
Yeah, they. And this will be. What is the past of will be?
Would be.
Correct.
Okay.
Very good. Who is responding? Ayan.
Sir, I am.
Okay. Would be. So after would be Ayan, it is written getting free ice cream and now becomes, you remember? Now becomes what? Now becomes, I told you,
That
now
time.
becomes,
Then.
That time.
then.
Sir, that time भी हो सकता है क्या?
No, then. Now becomes then. So what would be the answer, beta? The answer would be Kim muttered that she did not think they would be getting free ice cream then. Have you understood, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very nice. So this was the short chapter I presented. I mean, I have tried to present in a vivid way, and I hope you have understood this much portion. Do you have any doubt?
No, sir. It is very much clear to us.
Okay, great. So with this, okay, I am just going to wind up today's session. So thank you so much for your patience and hearing the lecture so patiently. Bye bye. Take care. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay. Bye everyone. Bye.